Hello and welcome to my channel Simple Science. In this video we are going to cover chapter 4 of class 8 ICSE Physics. Chapter 4 Energy. This chapter will be covered in 3 parts. So there will be 3 videos for this chapter. In first part we will be doing work, energy and power. In second part we'll cover kinetic energy, potential energy and energy transformation. And in third part we'll do the numericals of this chapter. So let us begin. What is she doing? She is thinking. He is typing. He is doing some work on computer. So he is also working. This family is reading a book and spending time chatting together. They are waiting for their bus. So in all these cases, we say that I'm doing some work, I'm thinking, I'm doing some work on the computer, I'm reading a book, I'm waiting. So all these are, we say that we are doing some work. But in terms of physics, it is not work. In terms of physics, thinking, chatting, reading, all these things are not work. Then what is work? Now in this diagram, in figure A, a girl is pulling a bag. So the bag will move. Then a woman in figure B, a woman is pulling a bucket full of water from well. So the bucket is lifted upwards. And in figure C, the man is lifting a heavy bag and putting it in the cart. So he is also moving a bag. So the bag is getting shifted or displaced. So whenever we are applying force on an object and if the object gets displaced, then we say that work is done in terms of physics. So work is said to be done when a force acting on a body is able to actually move it through some distance in the direction of force. So now in this diagram, a boy is pushing a heavy box. Now when he is applying force on the heavy box, the box gets displaced through a distance s. So in this case, work is done. Now in this case, if you see, this man is pushing a very heavy stone, but the stone is not moving. Force is applied, but there is no displacement. So we say that there is no work done. Work done is zero. In this diagram, this man is pushing the wall, but the wall does not move. So force is applied, but there is no displacement. So again we say that work done is zero. No work is done. So in terms of physics, for work to be done, if you apply force on an object and if the object moves, work done. Now measurement of work. How do we measure work? First factor which affects the work or first factor on which work depends is the magnitude of force applied. If you apply more force, there will be more displacement or more movement. The second factor is the distance the object moves along the direction of force. When you are applying force on an object, the object will move. If it moves, then we say that work is done. So the displacement. So work done is basically measured using force and displacement. So work done is equal to force into displacement. Work done depends on force. So for work to be done, force should be there and displacement should be there. So we say that work done by a force is measured as the product of the magnitude of force and the distance through which the force acts. So work done is equal to, mathematically, work done is expressed as force into displacement. Now work is done through the displacement of point of application of force. Now if you see this diagram, in this diagram the spring is pulled. So when the spring is pulled, the point of application of force is displaced. The shape of the object is changed. So when there is change in shape of the object, then also there is displacement. But the point of application of force is displaced. So we say work is done. In this diagram B, shape of the sponge changes on pressing. So there is change in shape. So when you apply force and there is change in shape, change in configuration we say, then we say that work is done. In diagram C, the shape of the dough changes on applying force. Here also you are applying force and the shape of the dough changes. So again we say that work is done by the displacement of point of application of force. The point of application where you are applying the force, the point where you are applying the force, that gets changed. So we say that work is done. Now what is the unit of work? Work done formula is force into displacement, and you know that SI unit of force is Newton and SI unit of displacement is meter. So SI unit of work done is equal to Newton into meter. So that is equal to Newton meter. But Newton meter is the unit of moment of force. So for work we say Newton meter as joule. So you should never write the SI unit of work as Newton meter. If you write Newton meter, then that will be referred as the unit of moment of force. For work done, this Newton meter is called joule, and we always say joule as SI unit of work done. CGS unit of work done. CGS unit of force is dyne and CGS unit of displacement is centimeter. So CGS unit of work done is dyne centimeter. Again, dyne centimeter is a CGS unit of moment of force. So for work done, it is called erg. So CGS unit of work done is erg. Now what is the relation between SI unit and CGS unit of work? That means what is the relation between joule and erg? Let us see. Work done is 1 joule. Work done is equal to force into displacement. So work done is 1 joule when force is 1 Newton and displacement is 1 meter. You know that 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. And 1 meter has 100 centimeters. That means 10 to the power 2 centimeters. So 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. That is nothing but 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. So what is the relation between SI unit and CGS unit of work done? SI unit of work done is joule, CGS unit of work done is erg, and 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. Now definition of 1 joule. How do we define 1 joule? Now you know that work done is equal to force into displacement. Now work done will be 1 joule when force is 1 Newton and displacement is 1 meter. For left hand side, if left hand side is 1, then only right hand side will be 1. And if work done is 1 joule, then on the other side also the product should be 1 only. So 1 Newton into 1 meter. Now if you take a box, and apply a force of 1 Newton on it. And when you apply a force of 1 Newton, it gets displaced through 1 meter. Then we say that 1 joule of work is done. So when a force of 1 Newton is applied on a body and the body gets displaced through a distance of 1 meter, then work done is 1 joule. So 1 joule of work is said to be done when force of 1 Newton displaces a body through 1 meter in its own direction. Next topic is energy. Now what is energy? Energy is capacity or ability of a body to do work. How much work we can do, that decides our energy. How much energy we have, that much work we will be able to do. So how much capacity or how much ability we have to do a work, that is nothing but energy. So energy is nothing but capacity or ability to do work. Or it is also equivalent to work done is equivalent to energy, or energy is equivalent to work done. So both are same things. So SI unit of energy is also joule because it is same as work. Energy and work both are equivalent. So their unit will also be same. CGS unit will be same as CGS unit of work. So that is nothing but erg. And there is one more unit of energy, very common unit of energy, that is calorie. It is used for measuring especially heat energy. Heat energy is measured using unit calorie. And for electrical energy, watt hour and kilowatt hour is used. Watt hour and kilowatt hour, they are used to measure electrical energy. Energy has different forms. We have sound energy, electrical energy, light energy, chemical energy, heat energy. We have many forms of energy. So heat energy is measured using calorie. Electrical energy is measured using watt hour or kilowatt hour unit. Otherwise, SI unit of energy is joule and CGS unit of energy is erg. 1 calorie. How will you define 1 calorie? Now 1 calorie is the amount of heat energy required. 1 calorie is unit of heat energy. So calorie is unit of heat energy. So 1 calorie is amount of the heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. Let me explain this. Now if you take a beaker and 1 gram of water in it, 1 gram of water, and you provide heat to it. When you provide heat to it, and if the temperature rises to 1 degree Celsius, there is rise in temperature of 1 degree Celsius, then we say that the amount of heat energy given is 1 calorie, which is equal to 4.2 joule. 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joule. This is the relation between calorie and SI unit of heat or SI unit of energy. Heat energy has unit calorie, but energy has SI unit joule. So what is the relation between calorie and joule? 1 calorie is 4.186 joule. So when you provide 4.2 joule or 4.186 joules of heat energy to 1 gram of water, its temperature rises to 1 degree Celsius. Now 1 joule is equal to 0.24 calories. You should remember these two relations. What is the relation between calorie and joule or joule and calorie? You should know this relation. Next term is power. What is power? I have more power than you. Now suppose two friends are climbing stairs. They are climbing one floor, first floor. Now one person is able to climb in 1 minute and the other one is able to climb it in 2 minutes. So both of them are reaching the same height. They are reaching the same height, but the time taken by both of them is different. So that means the rate of doing work is different. So the rate of doing, one is able to do it faster, one is able to do it slower. So the rate of doing work is called power. Rate of doing work means work done in how much time? With respect to time. Rate means with respect to time. So if work done with respect to time gives you power. If work done with respect to time is more, then you have more power. If work done with respect to time is less, you have less power. So power is basically amount of work done per second, or power is equal to work done upon time taken. So power depends on work done directly. More work done, more power you have. And power depends on time. How does it depend on time? Inversely. Means if you take more time to do a work, you have less power. If you take less time to do a work, you have more power. That means you can do it faster. So power is nothing but rate of doing work, or work done per second, or work done divided by time. Now what is the unit of power? For that you should know the formula of power. Power is equal to work done upon time taken. And you know that SI unit of work is joule and SI unit of time is second. So SI unit of power is joule per second or joule divided by second. It is also written as joule second power minus 1. And this joule per second or joule second power minus 1 is called watt. W-A-T-T, watt. And it has symbol capital W. So SI unit of power is joule per second, or you can also say watt. CGS unit of power, CGS unit of work is erg, and CGS unit of time is second. So erg per second. So CGS unit of power is erg per second. Now what is the relation between joule per second and erg per second? You should know the relation between joule and erg. 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg, and second will remain same. So 1 watt or 1 joule per second is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg per second. This is the relation between watt and erg per second, or joule per second and erg per second. Now we have some other units of power or bigger units of power. 1 kilowatt, kilo means 1000. So 1 kilowatt has 1000 watts. 1 megawatt has 10 to the power 6 watt. 1 horsepower, horsepower is also a unit of power. Usually the power of motor is measured in horsepower. So 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. So these are few relations and few bigger units of power you should know. Now what are the differences between energy and power? Energy is nothing but capacity of a body to do work, and power is nothing but rate of doing work. Energy does not depend on time. Whether you do a work in 1 hour or 2 hours or 1 day or 2 days doesn't matter. It does not depend on time. But power depends on time. If you are able to do a particular work in less time, you have more power. More time, you have less power. So power depends on time. SI unit of energy is joule and SI unit of power is watt. So you can differentiate energy and power in 3 ways. First, you can give the definition. Second, you can give the whether it depends on time or not. And third difference, you can give units, SI units as difference. So this is all for today. Now in the second part of the video, we'll cover the remaining part of the lesson, that is kinetic energy, potential energy, transformation of energy. And later we'll do the numericals also. So keep watching. Thank you for watching and just wait for the next video.